Check that out, CBF 125. Morning guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Let's jump straight in the truck, get down Copart and pick up this little motorbike we won. Doesn't spin round. So we have just arrived at Copart and it's taken over an hour and a half to get here today due to them shutting the Thanet Way for some reason, resurfacing or something. So yeah, we've just arrived. There's a huge queue. There's probably about 20 trucks waiting in the queue, so I'm going to pull up straight over near the gate because that's where they load the motorcycles, and I'll come back as soon as it comes out and show you around it, let you know what we've bought. Just thought I'd add this little bit in the video, guys. Check this out. These are whole stolen cars been put on a pallet. See that BMW there? It's like an X5. There's the engine, the whole front end and all the interior, all the subframes, all on pallets, where they've obviously, the police have seized them in like a chop shop or something like that maybe, but they have all been placed on pallets. Absolutely incredible. The lot numbers on all 5 of them pallets is all the same, so that is pretty much a whole car there minus the shell. So guys, that was a lot of hassle in the office there. A car that I bought down in Colchester, which was that S-Type Jag that we used the engine for the Range Rover. When I paid for it, I paid on my debit card and they charged me as if it was a credit card. There was an IT query on my account and I've come down today to pay, and he said, well, you need to pay for this Jaguar as well. So it's been a whole palaver. I've literally sat in that office for over an hour on the phone. He's been on the phone getting it removed off the system. So yeah, that has been a bit of a pain. We are down here picking this little bike up. I did just go in to do a bit of viewing, but the guy he didn't really want me to use the camera and I didn't want to make him feel uncomfortable, so we completely skipped that bit. But I did have a little look at a late R6 motorbike that I'd like to have a go at not next week, the week after. So he did take me in the shed and I did get to see the little Honda that we've bought. Obviously it's going to be coming out in the next hour or two anyway, and we'll have a good look round it. But guys, I bought this bike. It is unrecorded, it is a non-runner. Like I said yesterday, I know it's not a sports bike, but it just puts it out there, sees if there's any interest. I've bought this bike for content. I've not bought it to break any world records or making any profit, although I think there is a profit in this little bike. It's not recorded, it's got the keys, it's down as a non-runner. And that's the bit that I wanted to get to the point with today. With Copart, these guys that work here, they do their best in their job description. So like these bikes, if they don't start up on the key, they try and put a jump pack on them. If they've got to try and start unbolting stuff to get to the battery, they don't. So it just gets listed as a non-runner. So fingers crossed, that's kind of what we're hoping with this bike. I've done some checks and it has never had its first MOT. So that expired in 2014, but you can see it has only done 1,600 miles. So this bike has been sat around for a long time. So the chances are it's going to need a new battery. Obviously I know everybody in the trade and I know all the motorbike shops, so I will be popping around there, grabbing a battery for it, bit of fresh fuel, and I'm kind of hoping it fires straight up. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. We only give £375 for it, but we don't want that. You know, the channel's all about turning these projects around and making money on them. So that is the plan. As soon as they bring it out, I'll come back and we'll do a bit of a walk around on it. And hopefully, yeah, we get it back, put some juice in it, put a battery on it, and it fires up. What we'll probably do before we use, the expense of a battery is probably £20, but before we actually use £20 on the spending on a battery, we'll use the jump pack initially to get it running. So finally got to where the new Hive is today as well, guys. It's got the big emblem on the back, which is lovely. I'll be back shortly. Lay it down, guys. They brought it out and I've strapped it down. It's certainly not gonna hurt it, but obviously you can't really see a lot. So we're gonna head back to the yard. I'll unload it and we'll have a good look around it and see what it does need. So guys, sorry, I know that does seem like I'm waffling on quite a lot today in this video. I just wanted to come in really and say, over this IT query that I was going on about earlier, the bike, when it just come out there, as I was loading it up, the manager, Natasha, actually came out, which is really, really nice. It just shows you, you know, all these people saying, you know, online about these reviews about Copart, they really do put themselves out there and go that extra mile when they need to. Like that, she didn't have to. She's come out of a nice warm office and just wanted to say that they'd been through the system, they'd found the issue with this IT query, and they'd nipped it in the bud straight away, which was brilliant. And I thought that was going to be the end of the conversation, and she stayed out here, and it wasn't. It was really nice to meet her, and she was explaining that, you know, it is now possible on the app where you can actually book a slot to come and pick your vehicle up. So I suppose as long as you don't get caught in any traffic, that is a really, really good thing, and that is something that I'm definitely going to be using in the future. I mean, we've had some wait times down here before, and you have got to kind of expect that. Quite a lot of people are all queuing up there at the same time. They've got to be done in a certain order. So to be able to get on there and book your actual slot and come and pick the vehicle up is going to be very, very good and save a lot of time. Anyway guys, enough waffling on. Let's get back to the yard and have a look around this bike. So guys, we are back at the workshop. I've unloaded it, and I've been thinking all the way home, what shall I do with this bike? What is the plan for it? We know it's going to be featured on the channel as a bit of a motorbike build, but I wanted to know what we was doing and what we wanted to achieve with it. So what I have come up with, which I've decided, but guys, this is not set in stone. You're going to have the final say on it. What a lovely little bike. It's done 1,600 miles from new, and it has been sat for a very, very long time. Now what I'm thinking for this bike is, you are welcome to go on eBay or another bike website and have a look for yourself. It's 2011, it's a CBF 125. I've looked at the pricing, and they are between £1,200 and £1,600. And what I'm thinking, I might be thinking out loud here, and I might be miles away, but what I'm thinking is, let's go for the minimum price, £1,200. Let's minus 200 straight off of it to 1,000. Now you know what we just paid for this bike, and I'm thinking we document every single penny we spend on it, as we normally do, get this bike back to perfect working order with a year's MOT on it, and try and beat the budget of £1,000. I'm thinking, let's try and get this bike completely done for £750. It come to 400 and something pounds today. I'm not exactly sure, and really I should show the paperwork. I'm going to show that before we end the video today. I'm going to run to the truck and get the receipt. But what do you think about that? That bike owing £750 completely finished. I think it's a really good idea. You guys might have another idea, and I'm open to suggestions. So we're going to have a quick walk around it, even though I just did while I was waffling on there, and we're going to see what is wrong with it. So on this back panel, we'll start here. There is a little hairline crack there, very, very easy repairable, but for the size of that panel, can I find one worth the money on eBay? This is all out of a line, but obviously it's just where that's had a little bit of a whack and it's pulled it out of that clip there. Round to this side, we've got an indicator broken off. It's obviously been dropped on this side, but again, we've got some very minor scuffs here, and then we have got a broken lever, very, very cheap. And I'll tell you what I'm thinking. You guys tell me if you think I'm going crazy, but the replica Pazzo levers, they're £20 a set. They're a little bit stubbier. They're anodised. You can get them in red, black, blue, any colour you want, gold, and they look really, really good. And I've had them on most of my bikes. So let me know what you think about the levers. I'll order up some anodised ones. I think they'll look pretty cool. This panel here, again, it does separate from this black panel. And I'm thinking, can I find one of them cheap? Or do we have that little crack repaired, these little scuffs repaired, and paint it? Round to the front, that front clam section there, the headlight holder, it's all in good condition. There's a lot of marks on it, but there's not actually any cracks. So we can go again with that. The front mud guard, I actually thought in the pictures, I'm not gonna lie, that was a residue line from an L plate. but the mudguard has actually got a crack in it. We can repair that, but we don't know how much they are. It's probably very cheap. We get that replaced. This panel, this side, there's not actually any damage on this side of the bike, but that piece of panel has snapped. So as this happened where they've laid it down on a lorry at Copart, judging by the way that indicator's leaning back, I would say so. Again, guys, sorry, getting ahead of myself there. These indicators, we can buy the little trick LED ones aftermarket. Would they look good, or should we go for a standard original? We'd just buy one for it. To be fair, it's probably the same price for one original indicator as it is for a whole set of those little LED ones, which I think will look quite good. These ones are very, very big on the back, so we can change them. So that's pretty much the damage. And the other side of it is, it's a non-runner. I haven't got any petrol here, and Chris is not here today, and it'll be a bit of a palaver, locking up, running up the garage, getting petrol, coming back, unlocking again, etc. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to strip off the seat, I'm going to find the battery because there's no kickstart, and obviously where it's been sat a long time, the battery's completely naff on it, and Copart have obviously turned the key and said, yeah, non-runner, which is, that's within their, you know, that's what they do. So I'm going to strip all that off, I'll chuck the camera on time lapse, get all that off, and I'm going to find the battery and we're going to spin it over and make sure that it all spins over okay. After that, we'll do a whole nother video on it. I'm going to go away. I'm going to write down a list of all the parts we need. I'm going to try and order them parts in colour. If I can't find them, then we'll have that one repaired. We're going to have to buy this one, but I don't think they're expensive parts. It's not ancient, but it is getting on. So let me know what you think about my choices and getting this bike done and finished with a New Year's MOT, looking immaculate for $750. Let's get on and get them seats off and find that battery. See that there, but it's been sat for so long, the spiders have nested in it and they've lived their whole life in there because they've deceased. I've noticed it is just absolutely crawling in here. It was quite easy to get the seat off. The back one flipped up and it was two little 10 mils. I'll put the jump pack on it and straight away turn the ignition on. And I can even hear, I'll just pop around this side and do it, if you listen. The fuel pump's buzzing straight away. I don't think there's going to be a lot wrong with this bike, guys, I really don't. And I've just tried a couple of the little bits on it before I touched anything. The indicator's staying lit, and that will be for one reason. It will not flash, and that one's staying lit, because that one is broken. If that had a bulb in it, oh, there you go. I've just touched that there and it started flashing, that little edge in there, but everything seems to be working. And I did just do this off camera, but I'm gonna do it again. How good is that? I can't think, there's definitely no fuel in it, so we're not gonna be able to run it up, but fortunately for me, I did just whip round and grab Chris's key on the way. I didn't have time to stop at home. So I haven't got the keys for the tool room, but it does come with some tools, and handy it comes with a plug spanner. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it with that, but I'm going to try and whip the plug out, rustle up a tiny bit of fuel to put in that cylinder. Let's see if we can get this fired. Just fired up so that we hear it fire up before I finish the video today. That'd be incredible if we can do all of that in one video. In and out of time lapse, guys, it's really not worth it, and it just literally took me 2 seconds to get that plug out. I've put it in the back in the cap, and I'm going to spin it over on camera and we'll see if we've got a spark, and if we have, I think we're laughing, because all we're going to need, yeah, can you see that, guys? we've got a really good strong spark there. I'm going to run around, see if I can find some fuel so we can stick a little bit in the barrel and get this fired up. Guys, I've just literally run around, picked up a petrol can, shook it. It's got the most tiniest bit in it. And I've tried to get a little tiny bit in the barrel. I'm sure a little tiny bit of it did go in there. As you can see, it's quite wet and it did drop on the floor. And guys, I have checked the oil and there's quite nice oil in it. So we are all good there. But I've put the plug back in. We're going to get one chance at it. I don't think it's going to be enough, but here goes nothing. You heard that, guys. That fired up. Straight away, that fired up. I just knew this was going to be a runner. I followed my heart, we bought it, and I knew that it was going to run. So I'm going to go out to the truck and we're going to crunch the numbers in a second. But that all seems to be working. Let me know what you think on my ideas for it. I'm not going to try it anymore. I know that fired up. That is good enough for me. And I will grab a can of petrol so that next time we do a video on it, we can get the tank full up. But I have looked inside the tank and it does look quite cruddy. So that is going to need a good clean out, and there is a pump in the bottom of it. Let's, if we can get it out. As you can see, it's quite cruddy in there. There's definitely no fuel in it. I'll get that cleaned out the absolute best I can, and we get some fresh fuel in there. We'll clean all the pump out and the filter, and I guarantee you this is going to fire straight up. I can't believe that. I just wanted to get a little bit in there just for peace of mind and know that it was running by the end of this video. That has really put a smile on my face. So guys, with the fees, £496.20. I did make a mistake in yesterday's video and said that we won it for 325. I was wrong. It was 375. So I will use this piece of paper. I'll print them all off anyway and keep a copy, but I will use this piece of paper, and today I'll put in there the £20 that I'll put in diesel, and then we'll start ordering up all these bits. But I'm not going to order nothing for this bike until I've heard you guys' input on it, on the levers, the indicators, etc. I think that this is a fantastic little project, and I think that it just shows you, like father and son. Like a 15-year-old boy wants to ride a motorbike when he's 16. Him and his dad can buy one of these down Copart for less than half the money and do a little bit of tinkering around, making it just nice, and then end up with an absolute bargain at the end of it. This is, sorry, I keep repeating myself, it's unrecorded. So this, you know, this is fine. It's not had no hard accident damage. It's simply cosmetic. And I am chuffed to bits with the little purchase we've made there. Sorry about the squeaking, guys. I'm sliding around on the little stall. But yeah, put your comments in the comment section. I'm not going to go on about it anymore. Absolutely cracking, over the moon. That is it until the next time we do a video on it. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really do hope you enjoy it. Massive shout out to Copart management today for coming out and speaking to me. That was very, very nice and a very good personal touch, which I wasn't expecting. So thank you for that. Guys, check out the merch store in the check out the merchandise rather in the merch store. Link is in the description. Like, subscribe, share, leave them comments in the comment section. Let me know what we're doing with this bike. Remember, the budget is $750 and we don't want to do anything crazy. We just want to make it look beautiful and a really, really cheap value for money. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.